Quorum call here. It's 7 minutes after 5, so we're going to go ahead and quorum call. Okay. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Bernard.
Here.
Commissioner Kerner.
Here.
Commissioner Marino.
Here.
Commissioner McKinley.
Yes, I'm here.
Commissioner Sacks.
Here.
Mayor Weinroth.
I'm here.
Vice Mayor Weiss.
Here.
Okay, we're all present and accounted for. Commissioner Sacks, would you please do the honors of the prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance? Would everybody please rise?
Dear God, bless this meeting convened in goodwill for the benefit of those we serve. Give us the strength to overcome the obstacles we shall surely meet and the wisdom to make good use of the opportunities we shall surely find. Amen.
Thank you, everybody. As you know, we have one item on our agenda tonight, and that is the final deliberations on our budget. So, Madam Administrator, do you want to start this meeting off? I'm going to look for, well, first of all, do we have any modifications to the agenda?
No, Mayor, we do not.
Okay, then I'm going to look, I have a motion by the Vice Mayor to adopt. I have a second by Commissioner Marino. Seeing no further discussion, all in favor, all opposed, that is approved 7-0. Okay. May I have a motion to receive and file?
So moved.
I have a motion by Commissioner McKinley, seconded by the Vice Mayor. All in favor, all opposed, 7-0. We'll get through this quickly. Next.
On your reading.
All right. I'm going to get my script.
That's okay.
All right. Here we go. Under trim, we are first required to read into the record the percentage increase in millage over the rolled back rate and specific purposes for ad valorem tax increases. Mrs. Baker.
Thank you, Mayor. In accordance with the Truth in Millage Trim Bill, the Board of County Commissioners shall hold hearings on the tentative budget and proposed millage rates as stipulated in the Trim Bill. The first substantive issue to be discussed shall be the percentage increase in the millage over the rollback rate necessary to fund the budget, if any, and the specific purpose for which ad valorem tax revenues are being increased. On page 4, Palm Beach County countywide proposed millage rate of 4.7150 is 11.22% over the rollback rate. This requires a supermajority vote. Palm Beach County Library District proposed millage rate of 0.5491 is 12.27% over rollback rate. Palm Beach County Fire Rescue, MSTU, proposed millage rate of 3.4581 is 12.24% over the rollback rate. This requires a supermajority vote. Palm Beach County Jupiter Fire Rescue, MSTU, proposed millage rate of 1.8713 is 17.32% over the rollback rate. Palm Beach County Aggregate proposed millage rate of 6.5088 is 10.09% over the rollback rate. Palm Beach County countywide voted debt millage rate is 0.0289. Palm Beach County Library voted millage debt is 0.0290. Our increases over rollback revenue for fiscal year 2023. Countywide, we have a total adjustment. The sheriff net tax increase is $38.3 million. Increase in other constitutional officers, including judicial, $11.6 million. Increase in BCC operations net of revenues, $53.1 million. Increase in non-departmental operations, $16.5 million. Increase in reserves, $70.7 million. Increase in major revenues and gas tax, $30 million. Increase in capital projects, $18 million. Decrease in debt service, $59,000. Decrease in other funding sources, $7.4 million. Increase in beginning balance brought forward, $43.8 million. Additional taxes from new construction at rollback rate, CRA rollback adjustment, and tax loss from revaluations by the Value Adjustment Board, $20.4 million, for a total increase of $121,486,353. County Library, increase in library operations, net revenues, $8 million. Increase in reserves, $2 million. Increase for transfer to library improvement expansion fund, $600,000. Increase in beginning balance brought forward, $1.4 million. Additional taxes from new construction at rollback rate and tax loss from revaluations by the Value Adjustment Board, $1.1 million. For a total of $8,064,695. Fire Rescue MSTU, increase in fire rescue operation, net of revenues, $32.1 million. Increase for transfer to capital projects fund, $10.5 million. Increase in reserves, $12.1 million. Increase in the beginning balance brought forward, $10.1 million. Additional taxes from new construction at rollback rate, CRA rollback adjustment, and tax loss from revaluations by the Value Adjustment Board, $5.6 million, for a total increase of $39,006,950. Jupiter Fire MSTU, increase in fire rescue operations net of revenue, $4.1 million. Additional taxes from new construction at rollback rate and tax loss from revaluations by the Value Adjustment Board, $180,000, for a total of $3,899,312. Mayor, Vice Mayor, members of the board, there were no changes between the first public hearing and tonight. And so therefore, I return the agenda back to you, Mayor.
Thank you very much. And before I continue with the scripted meeting, I just want to recognize that our sheriff is in the house tonight, and it's great to see you, Sheriff. Okay. Now, the next order of business is to accept public comments to the total countywide funds budget and the dependent district budgets. Do we have any public comments, Commissioner?
Mayor, we have two public comment forms that were sent through online. One speaks to the spay neuter bus. They're advocating for to bring this back, and it's from the Jealous Steph. And then Debbie Lewis from Western Communities Unincorporated Palm Beach County is speaking to issues about, it's a very long email, so we'll receive and file both. But I think generally speaking, it has to do with the Countdown to Zero program, Peggy Adams, and more funding for those issues.
Very good. Without objection, we'll receive and file.
Thank you.
Okay. Vice Mayor Weiss, you are recognized.
Thank you. I also this was received based on, I have an email that came in from Alinda Bartas, resides in West Palm Beach, also asking for more money to be put towards animal care and control for the new budget year, specifically to use for TNVR, trap, neuter, vaccinate, and return, and then also funds for low-income areas so people can afford to feed the feral cats.
Okay. Seeing no further comment cards, I'm going to return to the board for our discussion on the countywide funds and proposed countywide millage rate. Do we have any discussion, any points that anybody wants to make?
I would like to go ahead and make a motion.
Okay.
All right.
Wait, we have to go to Virginia first before
Oh.
you make your motion. Okay, Virginia?
The proposed Palm Beach County countywide millage rate of 4.7150, which is 11.22% over rollback rate of 4.2392. This requires a supermajority vote. The Palm Beach County countywide debt service millage rate is 0.0289.
Very good. Vice Mayor, you are recognized for a motion.
Thank you, sir. I'd like to make a motion to adopt the millage resolution.
Countywide as shown on
Page 13, sorry.
That's fine. Do we have a second? I have a second by Commissioner Kerner. Seeing no further discussion, all in favor, all opposed, show that as being approved unanimously, 7-0. Vice Mayor, you're recognized.
Thank you, sir. I'd like to make a motion to adopt budget resolution for countywide funds in the amount of $5,743,394,738.
As shown on page 14. I have a motion by the Vice Mayor. Do I have a second? I have a second by Commissioner Sacks. Seeing no further discussion, all in favor, all opposed, show that as approved, 7-0. Vice Mayor, you're recognized.
Thank you, sir. I'd like to make a motion to approve the sheriff's gross budget of $835,135,815.
Very good. I have a motion by the Vice Mayor. I have a second by Commissioner Bernard. Seeing no further discussion, all in favor, all opposed, show that is approved, 7-0. Okay, we're going to return now to the board for discussion on the library district. Madam Administrator?
The proposed Palm Beach County Library District millage rate of 0.5491, which is 12.27% over the rollback rate of 0.4891. The Palm Beach County Library District debt service millage rate is 0.0290.
Very good. Commissioner Sacks, you're recognized for a motion.
Thank you so much, Mayor. And I'd like to make the motion to adopt the millage resolution for the library district as designated on page 20.
Okay, so we have a motion to adopt a millage resolution for the library district. The Vice Mayor has given his second. Seeing no further discussion, all in favor, all opposed, that's approved, 7-0. Commissioner Sacks, you're recognized for another motion.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to file a motion to adopt budget resolution for the library district in the amount of $169,890,693 as designated on page 21.
Very good. I have a motion by Commissioner Sacks, seconded by Commissioner Marino. Seeing no further discussion, all in favor, all opposed, show that as approved, 7-0. We're now going to return to the board for discussion on the Municipal Services Taxing District, the MSTD. Commissioner McKinley, would you please make a motion?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I'd like to make a motion to adopt budget resolution for Municipal Service Taxing District in the amount of $58,039,806 as found on page 23.
Very good. I have a motion by Commissioner McKinley. I have a second by Commissioner Marino. Seeing no further discussion, all in favor, all opposed, show that as being approved, 7-0. We're now going to return to the board for discussion of the Fire Rescue MSTU. Madam Administrator?
The proposed Palm Beach County Fire Rescue MSTU millage rate of 3.4581, which is 12.24% over the rollback rate of 3.0811. This requires a supermajority vote.
Okay, very good. Commissioner Bernard, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to make a motion to adopt millage resolution, Fire Rescue MSTU, as shown on page 24.
I have a motion by Commissioner Bernard. I have a second by the Vice Mayor. Seeing no further discussion, all in favor, all opposed, show that is approved, 7-0. Commissioner Bernard.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to make a motion to adopt budget resolution for the Fire Rescue MSTU Fund in the amount of $698,555,539 as shown on page 25.
Thank you, Commissioner Bernard. I'm looking for a second. I have a second by Commissioner Marino. Seeing no further discussion, all in favor, all opposed, show that is approved, 7-0. We're now going to return to the board for discussion on the Jupiter Fire Rescue MSTU. Madam Administrator?
Mayor, the proposed Palm Beach County Jupiter Fire Rescue MSTU millage rate of 1.8713, which is 17.32% over rollback rate of 1.5951.
Very good. All right, Commissioner Marino, looking for a motion.
Thank you. I'd like to make a motion to adopt millage resolution Jupiter Fire Rescue MSTU as published on page 27.
Very good. I have a motion by Commissioner Marino. I have a second by Commissioner McKinley. Seeing no further discussion, all in favor, all opposed, show that is approved, 7-0. Commissioner Marino, you're recognized.
Thank you. I'd like to make a motion to adopt budget resolution for the Jupiter Fire Rescue MSTU in the amount of $26,191,077 as published on page 28.
Thank you, Commissioner Marino. Do I have a second? I have a second by the Vice Mayor. Seeing no further discussion, all in favor, all opposed, show that is approved unanimously, 7-0. We're now going to return to the board for discussion on the MSTU Unincorporated Improvement Fund. I'm looking to Commissioner McKinley for a motion.
Thank you. I make a motion to adopt budget resolution for the MSTU Unincorporated Improvement Fund in the amount of $14,283,678 as found on page 29.
Very good. I have a Commissioner McKinley's motion. I have a second by Commissioner Sacks. Seeing no further discussion, all in favor, all opposed, show that's being approved, 7-0. Okay, the adoption of the aggregate millage rate. County Administrator.
Mayor, the proposed Palm Beach County aggregate millage rate of 6.5088, which is 10.09% over the rollback rate of 5.9121.
Commissioner Kerner, would you bring this home?
Yes, sir. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to adopt the aggregate millage resolution as found on page 30.
I have a motion by Commissioner Kerner. I have a second by the Vice Mayor. Seeing no further discussion, all in favor, all opposed, show that it's being approved, 7-0.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, Commissioner McKinley.
Yes, thank you. Before we make a motion to adjourn, I want to thank staff for working so well with me for the last 8 years, being my last budget hearing. You've done a tremendous job. And thank you to the sheriff and his team and fire rescue and their team and all of the county staff that is here tonight that has done such a great job over my time with Palm Beach County. Mr. Mayor, I hate to end the meeting this way, but there was some recent news that came today, and we cannot have a member of the canvassing board who has endorsed a candidate, so I'd like to make a motion at this time that we appoint Commissioner Marino as our appointee on the canvassing board. I think we'll have to come back for whomever the alternate is, but to avoid any trouble, I'd like to make that motion.
Since it's not on the agenda, I'm going to say that we'll give direction to staff.
I think we actually appointed Commissioner Marino to it without it being on an agenda.
As the alternate?
Right.
Okay.
Well-
Do you want to resign and then?
Yeah, I've tendered my resignation, but also, based upon my review of the statute, it is the chairman of the board or the county mayor in this instance that is the actual member, or he or she can designate somebody. I don't think that it requires any board action.
All right, then if that is my power, then I'll designate Commissioner Marino to be our designated member on the canvassing board. We'll defer on the alternate until our next meeting. Okay, seeing no further business, I think we can be adjourned.
Motion
Mayor,
to
staff would like to also thank Commissioner McKinley for her leadership through these 8 years in our budget process. She's definitely been actively involved in the budget process because she started as a budget analyst over in Sarasota. And so I'd like to thank you on behalf of myself as well as the staff.
All right, well, we're going to keep this open for another moment or two, and whoever's got 6:30 is probably sitting there and saying. 5:30. 5:30. 5:30. Anyway, look, I want to thank you. This was seamless. People watching this tonight are wondering how this went so smoothly. It went smoothly because of your expertise, and I want to thank everybody that had a hand in this. And again, thank you very much. This is only the 4th time I've gone through this process, and each time it's easier than the time before. So thank you very much. It's 5:30. We're adjourned.
Get out of here. His, close to making, his belt